Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. I am very excited about today's video because we have a diesel on the channel, and it's not a big heavy-duty truck. It's a diesel sedan, and in my opinion it's one of the greatest diesel sedans that ever hit the American market. It is the 2010 BMW 335D, D standing for diesel. Although this example isn't fully loaded, it is a very nice example. It got delivered late last week, and it has no warning lights, pretty much no issues. It did have a cracked windshield. This is why you guys see the tape here. My windshield guy came out a few days ago. I could actually peel this off and replace the windshield for me. I did maybe 15 miles in this car and let it sit. I checked the oil level and it was a little bit low. So it has been parked here for the last 3 or 4 days. I was going to do an oil change on it regardless, but now that it's a little bit low on oil, I'm definitely doing an oil change on it. So I have liquid moly oil coming in here in 2-3 days. So we will do an oil change once that oil gets here. And then I'm so excited to start driving this thing. Like I said, I drove about 15 miles in it. It is tuned, it is deleted, it sounds amazing, it makes all the right noises, it whistles. You guys don't even understand, but once we get to that point, I will start it, you guys will hear it, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. As for options, we have bi-xenon HID headlights and sport package with cold weather package giving us heated seats. We do not have a navigation screen. We do have paddle shifters though, although they are the weird BMW one. Pull this way to upshift and then this way to downshift, which I personally don't like, but it's a BMW thing for this generation. Underneath the hood we have the motor, but I am not going to start it. I have the hood open because this turn signal is out and I will need to pull the headlight out in order to get to the turn signal because honestly I don't see any other way. So this is a pain in the rear kind of process, but it needs to be done because I do plan on driving this thing quite a bit once I do an oil change on it. And in 15 miles with the few right-hand turns, it already annoyed me, so I want to get it fixed. Other thing is this bulb or this whole section is out, so we will need a new bulb here and a new turn signal bulb up there. So while I have a few more days before I technically will start driving this vehicle, I'm going to replace the bulbs, make sure everything is good to go, and then essentially we'll do an oil change on it, take it through emissions, take it through detail, and it's going to be ready to go. And I'm going to drive this car. I will enjoy this car until it's sold. I am working my way around here, trying to take these pins out nice and gently so that I could expose the light from inside so I could replace the bulb. 2 hands is so much easier, guys. I always tell you that. There's that. Let's see if that's enough for me to see anything. I mean, just about, but honestly, they're not difficult to remove, so I'm just gonna take all of them out so that I don't damage this carpet trim. We have fallen. Oh, now we're hung up on this emergency release lever. I'm not going to mess with that because this gives me plenty of space to take out the bulb. I just need to figure out how to do it without breaking anything. Okay, that was simple. Release the electrical connector and then push down on this tab and it essentially drops down. So I'm assuming this is the reverse and then this is the bulb that went out. And I am almost certain that I do not have this bulb. Looks like a H21W. So conveniently, I'm not driving the car. I'm gonna order this bulb. I will start working on the front shortly after I order new bulbs. So actually, instead of ordering, I'll try like AutoZone or automotive products that we have here. Find it locally because Amazon, one bulb is like $5-6 bucks. I'm sure I could get them here. locally for pretty much the same price, and I don't have to wait for shipping. So now here is the more challenging one, and I noticed that we're missing a screw. Similar screw that I just took off from the rear. But yeah, I don't know if I'll have to take off the front bumper. I hope not. I don't remember. I've done these before. Like, I've rebuilt these BMWs before with front end damage. I just don't remember because I haven't really done salvage title vehicles in a long time, especially an E90 BMW. But if needed, I will learn. I'm a quick learner. So let's see, same size here. That definitely looks like it's a headlight tab. I don't know if this will be enough though to get me where I'm trying to go. I mean, it definitely gave me movement, but now I'm thinking, what if I, yeah, that might be it. Okay, so I do need to start it. I am going to start it. Let's actually put this in here. So I'm going to start it and turn the wheel and see if I could reach the little cover. I do think there is a cover to get to the bulb. Okay, I'm not gonna be running it for very long, but this is a true cold start. What a glorious sound. That whistle just, guys, I'm beyond excited for this one. Annoyingly, I might need to take the tire off. So let's go ahead and pause the video here for a few days until I get the oil. Then I'll take the car to my place. I could take off the tire and then see if I could reach it. If not, we'll kind of go from there. In the meantime, I will get the smaller bulb, H21W if I remember correctly, and I'll put that in off video.
Several days later.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a few days. The BMW is at my house now. I did an oil change on it, I think 2 days ago, and it's been kind of parked here since then. I mean, my wife drove it, but we're gonna do a cold start right now because I am heading out to the lot. That whistle, and I'm still sleepy. Off video I found out that turn signal, that's an LED turn signal. There's no bulbs. You have to buy the whole assembly. There are no used ones. You have to buy them new, and new, they're like 350 bucks. That's a lot of bulbs, man. But I will still try to take some things apart when I get time and see maybe if a connector is just a little bit loose. Kind of go from there, because if I remember correctly, I drove it a little bit when I first got it and the turn signal worked, but again, you know, it could have went out, so I don't know. But right now I am heading into the direction of the lot. I want to take this thing through emissions, make sure it passes. I have a few errands to run kind of in between, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys at DQ, or I will see you back at the lot.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I have made it to the lot. I just passed emissions, no issues. Let me see if I could get some sound for you guys. Yeah, it definitely sounds extremely healthy. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but stock, this car makes almost 400 pound-feet of torque. So with the tune and delete, I don't know how much it's making, but it's fast. It pulls like a train. Like once you start rolling, you know, 5 miles per hour, and then you give it some gas, and I'm not saying you have to floor it, like literally 30–40% throttle, it pulls. That car is a lot of fun.
2 hours later.
I am done at the lot. Gonna do a pull and hopefully you guys hear this thing. Okay guys, kid you not, this thing is a rocket ship. And on top of it all, she rolls coal. The torque on this thing is definitely sports car, maybe supercar territory.
Several days later.
The car was driven, and then a hot day came. And with a hot day, found out that AC doesn't work on the BMW. So, had to kind of stop recording, had to order a new AC compressor. The car went into my mechanic, because I figured if it doesn't need an AC compressor, then whatever, he doesn't need to replace it. But if it does, he has a new AC compressor and he could get everything done. It needed a new AC compressor. In the following clip, we're resuming. I'm picking up the BMW from my mechanic and we're continuing this journey. Ooh, 335D is picked up from my mechanic. He did put in a new AC compressor in here. Paid him 300 bucks for labor. He said it was a pain in the rear, and he was like, you would have never done this at home because you need a lift. He basically said I took off everything underneath and the distance was so extremely tight, which I figured it would be. You know, it's a diesel, so they're usually in bigger size than a gasoline motor. So I didn't even want to try, so I took it to him. I don't remember how much I paid for a new AC compressor. Maybe 250, maybe 300 bucks. I'm basically around $600 into it, but I feel the cold AC blowing. Next step for this car is take it through detail, and essentially it's ready to go. So getting really close.
Several days later.
Guys, just listen to this. So here is the latest and greatest on this BMW. I am picking it up from my mechanic. He has had it twice now. First time he had it, he replaced the AC compressor and then recharged it with Freon. So now thankfully I have cold AC. And while he was replacing stuff, he found a very minor coolant leak. And he showed me where it was coming from. It was basically the upper, not like a radiator hose, but like a coolant pipe. And I got the car from him. He said it's super minor, and eventually to take care of it. And I didn't want to guys, it is a new morning. And I have to apologize for kind of flip-flopping on the video. So the last clip you guys saw, I was taking the car back from my mechanic. The problem is, the car wasn't making any boost. But what I was saying in the previous clip, I wanted to take care of the coolant leak. Although it was super minor, I still wanted to take care of it because I wanted the car to be 100% ready to go with no issues, so the next owner can enjoy it like I've been enjoying it. I've actually put 300 and almost 11 miles on this car, so I've thoroughly enjoyed this car. And that's kind of what I want for the next owner. And for some reason, when I picked it up from my mechanic, it wasn't making any boost. So of course, check engine light came on. That was in the last clip, so I just turned around, went back to him, and left the car there. And unfortunately, the BMW kind of really upset my mechanic, because he said he spent until 3 a.m. that day trying to figure out what the heck happened. And turns out there was a very minor crack on the pipe that goes to the turbo. So it essentially had an air leak, and that's why it wasn't building any boost. But we got everything fixed. I drove it home yesterday. I am taking it to my detailer right now. It's making boost. It's making the power I expect it to make. And we are that much closer to getting this thing sold. I mean, honestly, I really enjoyed it. The downside is I've had this car for a little bit, and they kind of dropped in price. So I'm still gonna price mine a little bit higher because it is tuned, it is deleted, it has no EGR, none of that emission stuff. So I'm gonna be asking top dollar for it, and I'm okay sitting on this car until I get the top dollar. But heading to my detailer right now, hopefully he'll clean it up really nice, make it look like $1,000,000, so to say, and we'll go from there.
Several days later.
Guys, I am very happy. I mean, it's been a little while since the last clip, but final thing, taking this car through the car wash, photographing it, and it will be listed for sale. I will be asking on the higher end for this vehicle because mechanically it's a super strong runner. I've done over 400 miles on it personally. It runs really well. I put surprisingly quite a bit of money into this car, more than I thought I would, but I am very happy with the result. So I'm gonna go through the car wash, clean it up, and I'll see you guys back at the lot, and we'll finish the video up. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is tuned, it is deleted. So we replaced, I didn't do it, my mechanic did, replaced this cooling pipe. Tune and delete was clearly done before me. Looks like it has aftermarket headlights. That's why I wasn't able to fix the turn signal. That's actually the only thing I didn't take care of on this car. But this blue halo ring is not factory, so I'm assuming it's aftermarket and maybe they goofed up somewhere on the wiring or whatnot, but I will of course disclose that. A few minor imperfections on the front bumper, could use a respray, but aside from that, it looks really good. Silver over black with sport seats. The only option, as far as I know, it doesn't have is the navigation screen. But tinted windows, black interior. All the speakers are aftermarket, so they actually sound really good. We got a moonroof. This is an aftermarket spoiler. It sounds really good, it runs really good. It is super fast. It is currently sitting on Blizzark winter tires. And these winter tires at like 40 miles per hour, I could spin them in this basically like dry condition. When it's wet, 70, 75, I could spin the rear tire. So this car is extremely fast. My mechanic took it for a test drive after we had that boost leak. And he basically said, don't let anyone test drive it by themselves, especially teenagers. So I will have to listen to that advice because I agree. This car is extremely fast and very easy to get in trouble. But I am going to photograph it and it's going to be listed for sale today. So if you are in the area and you are interested in this vehicle, come see me. And as for this video, this is going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, I will see you guys in another video.